Welcome to the Fling Show. Thank you all for joining us tonight. Have we got a show lined up for you? We have some special guests tonight. We have Travis Dillard coming in from Lone Star Disc. We'll be talking to you tonight, and then also the SoSo course designer Craig Lewis is going to be on tonight as well with us. But I know over the weekend what a thrill it was to tune into Fling Show so many times and see what was happening out at SoSo. So Chris, I got to catch some coverage and tell me, what did you take away from the weekend?
What I took away from the weekend is it rained, the course drained, it was cold in the morning. It was amazing competition. That course, the piece of land, it is a treasure. Not only that, though, but to see that competition all in one place. And I know there were a few people that weren't there. Man, it was a treat for me, that's for sure. I got to meet a lot of just really up and coming talented players from Louisiana, from Mississippi, Oklahoma, all parts of Texas. It was just amazing from my perspective. Now, from the guy who actually got to be inside the ropes, Hemi, what'd you think about the tournament this weekend?
Well, let me correct you. I wasn't inside the ropes very often. Actually, I was outside of the ropes a lot. But no, I didn't actually go be too much. I just could not score there. But I loved it. I loved the course. I loved everything about it. The experience of playing on a 9-hole gym that was turned into an 18-hole by this crazy course designer was really special because I kind of knew going into it, just from Miles's excitement when he messaged me and we had a little conversation late one night on Messenger and just hearing his or just seeing him type these words that he was just really giddy about the course, and I knew it was something special. So I had to sign up and I'm glad I did. I'm glad we made the trip. It was a good time out there with you, Chris. Always enjoy our road trips and hearing all about your glory days and all the
Sorry.
sports.
Whoa. It was half and half.
I know it's mutual. You have to hear mine too, but the time goes by and you can ask Chris. I mean, the time just flies when we're out on the road. It's really cool. I mean, we looked up and we were already, getting to Nacogdoches, and it just seemed like it just flew by. And then on into town, and we timed it just right on Friday. We got the full 18. We played them sort of as we went. We played every hole, both holes every time around, and then right when we finished, a little sprinkle came down, and we got out of there, and so we got to see the course. But it was that I think it was that morning when I woke up when I messaged Craig. And I found out the night before, I think it was Miles who told me who the course designer was, and I clicked around and I got in touch with Craig and had him on tonight. So it's really cool that we're going to get to hear from him. I don't really want to talk about my play. I think the way I took about the way I took from it, after kind of just kind of letting it sit for a few days, was that it taught me a lot, and it taught me my weaknesses and what I need to work on. And I've been out there, today I went out to River Plantation and worked on my forehand and my flip up shots with my leopard threes and my straight flying discs and my fairway game. It taught what I thought used to be my strength, which was my fairway game and my putting. um, it exposed it. And so, like all great courses do, you go home and you work on it. And so that's what I took out of it. I'm going to save it for when we talk to Craig, because I've got I got a lot of questions about the course and just about Craig in general. But we'll get to him. Um, First, we want to talk to somebody that was so generous. When I asked him, first of all, he co-sponsored me half of my entry fee. Um, so thankful for that, to be able to play for my sponsors, Lone Star Disc and Gorilla it's such an honor. And then, you know, Travis comes back and messages back that I'll give you that 50 for the whole sponsorship and the 50 for my entry fee, but I'm also going to throw down 250 for to sponsor into the tournament, which I think was just so generous, and it just kind of blew my mind. It kind of made me tear up a little bit, because to see such generosity, it's just really cool to be a part of. So we're lucky to have Travis in this town, and I'm lucky to have Travis as a sponsor, but we're also lucky to have Travis tonight to talk to, and we're gonna finally get him on the show, make him disc golf famous. So welcome to the show, Travis.
Hey guys, how are you?
Good. How's it going?
Good.
Well, thanks for coming. We really appreciate it. We've been out throwing your plastic now and the penny putter, and excited to see what you got coming down the line. What's new at Lone Star Disc?
We've got a lot of stuff coming up. We really do. Tomorrow, I mean, even in the next like day or two, some big news. So a couple new things I think people are gonna like a lot. So as we grow, I mean, you guys are right there. You guys are really close. You guys have been there since kind of the thought of really going live with this, I guess, or bringing it, out to the public and stuff. So, and we still got a lot of growth to go. So we did oil field manufacturing for 8 years before we started this. My dad for more than that, for 20 years. My family's done it. My brother and sister have done it for 15 years, and then I've done it now for close to 9. So my family's done manufacturing and molding for a long time. It's just new. Disc manufacturing is a little bit different than gaskets and fittings and O-rings and things like that, but it's coming along well. I mean, it's a little bit of a learning curve like everything else, but and you can't give everybody what they want. Everybody likes different things. Everybody wants certain things, but the truth is we're going to have what we have. We're going to be able to offer what we can offer, but some people are going to like it and some people aren't. That's all right. As long as we can, get some people what they want and give a good quality product out over and over again. I mean, that really is my focus is, consistency within like the disc itself. That's what I'm hoping, first and foremost.
Let me just give you guys who might be listening a little bit of background as far as I'm concerned. I was just playing around one day at Bear Branch, and I ran into you on hole 4, and you were like, check this out. And you showed me this disc that had nothing on it, had no stamp, had no, and being a disc golfer, of course, I look and I can't find all the normal markings. I'm like, what is this thing? And I don't think you had a name for it even at the time. And I threw it and flung it, and it was sweet. I liked the plastic. I could tell it was well done. The molding was perfect. It was kind of scientific, a little bit like Discraft does. And so I was sold on it, and that's how we met. And it's really cool that I ran into you at Bear Branch. And then, just to give a little bit of color to what you guys do, when I walked in and met your dad and your brother and your sister, your mom, I think everybody's there. Kind of has a feel of that Orange County Choppers in there. You should do like a little I could see a little reality series going on.
It is.
Little family business. How is it working with your pops and your family and being around your family all day long? I mean, how does that work?
It's like there's been a lot of like ups and downs, just like everything else. I mean, overall though, I'm very fortunate, man, and like just very, very lucky, very, blessed. As hard as sometimes have been, like, to be able to spend a lot of time with your parents and your brothers and sisters, like, I don't know. I don't think there's anything better, really. Even though, I mean, I come home mad, like, pretty, I'm sure my brothers and sisters can't stand me most of the time, but I'm sure deep down they know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
we're lucky.
my question, Travis, is that it's unique in our perspective that we've been there from the beginning, but I've seen what you're interested into now, and bring up the past is wonderful, but your sponsorships and the way that you go about looking about how you want to also grow the sport, your sponsorship of players along with events. I mean, tell me your passion for that, as well as how that helps grow the sport and the community around us.
So I've been kind of waiting. I want to find the right opportunity, because I really want. I've told y'all before, a youth league of some sort would be my end goal dream. I think, and like my big 5-year plan is some sort of like an actual established like youth league of some sort, even if it's just like Saturday morning bowling is. I grew up bowling in Saturday morning league, and we'd show up. There'd be like 30 kids or whatever, and we'd have our 4-person teams, and we'd bowl for 3 games and then go home. Even if it's just same thing, just show up Saturday morning, this time, play your league, get out of there. I don't know, something of that sort would be my dream. And then as far as like players and sponsorships and stuff, I mean, some of that's just, we're just waiting. I mean, there's just time. There has to be like money, I guess. So as much as I want to get out there, and sponsoring tournaments is awesome, just getting people to know the disc and getting people to see the name and everything like that. I mean, that stuff's super fun. I love being part of the game. I love letting people play for more, you know what I mean? Like helping out some of the pros get to play for a little bit more money. That, like, if it gets a couple people excited to play, like, that's cool. That's what I like. Just grow the game. I want, we talked earlier about, certain games are a little more expensive than other games and everything like that. And I understand the essence of like free disc golf and stuff, but I also like, the big tournaments where people can win a lot of money. They excite me. They get me excited. So
Did you see? I guess you saw the payout for the SoSo event, right? A 1-day
Yeah.
C tier.
Yeah,
It
no,
paid
that was
out
awesome.
over 1,200 for first place or something like that. And Freddie, I'm not sure what Freddie cashed, but it was up, close to 1,000 for third place. And I think they did it right. It was really.
Man, Tito's is given like 10,000 to just the FPO, and that one in April over in Austin.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So.
Well, and you had the Disc Golf Pro Tour, 20,000 for both the ladies and the men. Amazing.
That'd be so cool. I mean, this game, this sport is, it's on the way up. The more it becomes a sport in everybody's mind and stuff, instead of just some game, and people start realizing like how much the technical side, and when you guys keep figuring out ways to film it and show people, I think it's going to keep growing. So it's awesome.
Well, you and I have talked about this, and it comes down to what type of construct are you going to get around it to make it successful. The successful leagues that we all know, it's easy to look at the pro leagues that we already have, the NBA, the NFL, the golf leagues, all those things. We know what their model is. Their model is that they get sponsors or people who are going to be able to back these events. And with that money comes their participation. And with that participation, you're going to come with eyes. And the more eyes that you have, the more sponsorships that grow. But it's up to, I think, the smaller communities like what we're trying to do here, which is bring attention to great players that are in our area to hopefully get the attention going to those who can get them even more attention if that's what they prefer. But it's all going to come down to, if you want these kids, the younger generation, the talented ones to come out and play these events, the more sponsorship, the more the money, the better the player, the more people are going to show up. And it's just a win-win situation. And that's why I love the fact that not only are you a disc maker, but the fact that you have that passion for the sponsorship. That's why you and I have been talking about some of the packages that need to be really defined when people are asking for money from these sponsors. They need to show a payback to that sponsor of what are you getting for this? How's my name getting out there? How is it going to benefit us as well? Because it all has to be symbiotic to get that kind of money. I mean, the stuff that he's talking about with PDGA, we know where that's coming from. That's coming from all the people that are paying all this other money that's coming in, along with the sponsorship they get from the Innova and the Discrafts and things like that. So without what you're doing with this local, the way that you're doing it locally, it just is helping us tremendously. And I just want to thank you for doing that so quickly. I mean, you put your money where your mouth is, and it really shows. So thank you.
Yes.
Oh, thanks, guys.
Thank you, Travis. And I'm excited to be giving some goodies out to my ladies at the clinic coming up from some LSD. And with that said, you have a platform, social network, a website or something you want to share so that everybody can.
Yeah, I mean, Lone Star Disc, if you look them up, if you look us up most places, we're still working through all that stuff. I don't have a big giant social media presence yet. This was, like I said, we were manufacturers for a long time. So trying to stick with, I kind of started it, and then I realized, like, man, hold on, I need to like figure out the direction, because once that thing goes, it's going to kind of just have its own life at some point. So, but yeah, feel free. And I promise to eventually start putting content more on there as soon as I know what kind of content we're going to fill it with.
Well, hey, my question is about your game. I know that the last tournament you almost took that one down, and I know I've seen your putt come a long way since first time we played. You had kind of this kind of a strange Annie putt from up here eyeball high, and then now you've got this picture perfect looking putt. I mean, it looks like a pro putter, and it's going in, and you're making putts. And so how much time are you putting into your game?
I get to play with you guys now, so that helps a lot. I get to play. I played with, and no offense, Jordan, or anybody watching, it's not like you guys don't elevate me, but and then I do a lot of 20-foot putts in my backyard. I've got a little covered area, and it's like a perfect 20-foot putt. And so because it was so embarrassing for so long, like once I started playing with other people, I finally just like set that up, and now I try to hit it. I mean, at least some every day, maybe not a lot, but some days I sit out there for a little bit. I had to make sure I could take Chris down in our silver division. So
You're not silver.
No, you've come short time and a long way, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Your distance is.
My goal was. So we started, me and Jordan, Shawshank was our first tournament ever last year, the doubles tournament. We always played casual friend games for 20 years, I mean, since like high school. But, and so then we took it serious. That was like the first, we used to do like walkouts of the, in the woods and stuff. Like it was like much more casual playing before that, right? So then this last year, we were like, all right, we signed up for intermediate thinking like, we're not novice. We played a long time. Well, we were not intermediate at that time by any means. And, but then we planned like this whole year. We're like, all right, let's try and win rec next year. Let's spend all year trying to get good, and maybe we can win rec next year. So, but after that, I'll probably play, I won't play in rec anymore after that. And I'll probably stop playing rec, even like the local stuff after this weekend at Huntsville. It'll probably be my last time, I guess, just because. Leave it for Chris. I'm just kidding.
I'm done with it too. Nice. One same page there.
Yeah, Chris made the big step.
Yeah, I wanted to win one, but I don't know. It kind of doesn't work out that way all the time.
Nope.
Well, it sounds like you had your chance, and you need to work on your upshot game. That's kind of what I learned.
Chase won. That's good.
Yeah. Congrats, Chase.
Absolutely. That was awesome.
Yeah. Well, and it's really cool talking to you, and look forward to playing some more and seeing what you got coming down the pipe. You know, I'm a fan. I'm a big fan of your plastic, and I love the new harpoon that you got going. I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of plastics come in that, and also the Mad Cat. I love it. I got that one that you gave me before SoSo, and I've been flinging that one around. Didn't get to throw it at the tournament, but it looks like it's the kind of disc I would have needed at SoSo. Good
Nice.
straight flying T-Bird TL type disc,
Nice.
Thunderbird type disc. But thank you for that, and thanks for everything. Is there anyone you'd like to thank before saying goodbye tonight?
I mean, just like we talked about earlier, my family, and then you guys have done awesome. I mean, everything y'all do for the game is so cool, and I don't know, everybody around the whole North Side. We joined North Side chain gangs when we found out about it, and ever since then, I mean, it's been super cool. All the different people I've gotten to meet, play with, and this community is cool. Houston community is like an awesome group of people. So awesome. That's
No
it.
doubt. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Good
keep
night.
doing what you're doing, and keep at it, and keep growing that thing organically, because you're doing great, man. Don't look back. Keep pushing them out there, no matter what. We're proud of you, man. Thanks, Travis.
Thanks, Ted.
Yep.
All right, have a good night. Well, it's good hearing from Travis. So many things that we started talking about there with the PDJ. Kind of, it made me think about our new segment. Chris messaged me earlier. He had this idea. I don't know. Do you want to go into that, Chris?
The new DGI that Meredith was supposed to bring up. And yes, we can go inside that. That's not a problem whatsoever, because DGI is the new disc golf issues. Before we think about it, there are some things that would need to be fixed. And one thing that, that I'm going to go ahead and get into, I think I just led into Travis with that is like, we need to have some type of structured formula that when people give money, it's an understanding of what is going to get back in return. A lot of tournaments that are run, people ask for sponsorship and they'll say, okay, you just get a sign. Well, I know that a sign is just a small part of what you can really do now with the social media, with the outreach that you have, with the players that are on that. You can have certain requirements that if someone gives a certain amount of money, you're going to get certain things for that. And you and I on this ride home discussed that about how much money Travis just gave. And I just don't want to just pull him out as an example, because I'm fairly sure there's many other companies that have done the exact same thing. But there needs to be an understanding of when you give certain amounts of money, then that information needs to be given. It needs to be spread. It needs to allow the community to grow so we can pay attention to those people who are really giving back and who are really growing the sport, because it only benefits us all to be a big team. You know that as well as I do. So I don't know what your issues are about disc golf, but I know that we talked about that for about an hour and a half on our way back home. And I'd really like to see somebody smarter than myself, because I am not the smartest person in the room. And I've said that many times before. But I know there's people out there that can tell me what they think would be a good idea of how to get these things accomplished. I don't need you badgering me with the things that you know that are already wrong. We know those are the issues. But we need suggestions on how we can go forward with these things to make it better for everybody who gives the money, or $150 or this sport. I just think that's one of the issues that we need to maybe focus on. And I want to get the opinions of our viewers as well, and speak people much smarter than I, Hemi. What do you have?
Well, first of all, sorry, Meredith. I didn't know I wasn't supposed to introduce this thing, but that's brand new. It's one of the issues that Chris has. I see that as sort of kind of like I don't know. I think that one kind of solves itself because the tournament directors and those people who are gathering up that sponsorship money, they have a job to sell that product and for that sponsor. And if it doesn't get sold, then they don't get sponsored the next time around. and the better that you put that message out there, the more sponsorship you'll get. It's just sort of a self-serving. I'm not sure how much of an issue that is. I can see how you might need some kind of standard, some kind of like form or some kind of uh, contract between the sponsor and the tournament director, or those having the tournament, to where you say, hey, here's what you get for this and this is what you get for that. And I know some tournament directors are better at that than others. I know that I've had tournaments where I paid, 25 or $50 to have my name on a T sign, and there it was, a little piece of paper on a T sign, and that's pretty much it. But now you have social media, and you can pump that stuff out all the time, and you can reach thousands of people constantly across the world. Not, and if you're not sticking their name up daily, and not just daily but often, just keep clicking it, then you're missing an opportunity. I know that Gorilla does that really well. I know they put the sponsors up constantly, and they have a list of all the whole sponsors and all the people that are donating for that charity and this and that. I know Chris Patrick, they do a great job of that. I know a lot of tournaments do that. I know Dynamic Disc does a really good job of it, and that's just how it works. I think, I don't know how you can standardize it. I don't know how much of a quick fix that is, Chris. I don't. I mean, I understand what your issue is, but you know,
No, not quick fix. I just think that we can, and just in our area affect
Yeah.
it. That's all. I mean, I'm not saying how far it goes. That's up to the person who would like to use it. But in the end, I think that around here, we have the ability now, because we are in a large city as well, to blast that out to a lot of people and really be much more successful in it, and garner new avenues for disc golf, and not just those that are already centric to our sport itself. Not just those that want to just be local to, oh, I'm going to go get a disc manufacturing company that already does it, or someone who sells disc golf shirts or something like that. Because the larger leagues, are the ones that are also the subsidiary ones that they're getting money from. The insurance company, or the grocery store chains, or things like that, who have the real money. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I'm trying to really lead that into. Is like, those people are going to want more of a structure of, if I want to walk over Kroger and go, I got an event that's about to really send another 100 people inside this grocery store, this small town, $2,000, $3,000. Well, Kroger, are you going to guarantee me that these 100 people plus their family or friends are going to be coming to my store? How do we need to work that? So, and I'm just kind of thinking big picture, bigger money, not just the ones that we've already subsisted on for so long, which are the smaller companies, and those that, like I said, are disc golf centric. I'm thinking about growing it, make it larger, because that's how the NBA and those entities got larger. I mean, heck, I were kids, NBA showed their finals as a rerun later on at midnight, and now there's a billion people watching it 50 years later.
Yeah, we're kind of at that position, and we're right on the cusp of something really big. And I know we've been saying that. I've been in the sport for 20 plus years, and we've been saying it for 20 years. And but I feel it. I feel like something really good is about to happen, and you might see some pro players actually getting paid some real good money. So let me move on. My issue, and I've had this for a long time. My issue with the disc golf tournaments, especially as they're run by the PDGA, is like there's just so many divisions. I mean, just splintered after splintered. You got Am Master plus 40, Am Master plus 60, you got Pro Master plus 40, you got Pro Master plus 50, 60, 70, 90. I mean, it's just like, how many divisions can you fit into one sport? I mean, it's just kind of ridiculous. But maybe that's not the issue. Maybe the issue is we need to break the pros from the AMs, and like they did at SoSo. I thought that was really cool. They had just pro players. on one course all day long. If I was a fan of the sport, that would be really exciting to go watch that event, I would think. So my issue is just too many divisions, maybe. What do you think of that, Meredith? What do you think of that?
Meredith, your mic's off.
You muted
I
yourself.
was giggling about, since I just moved up to FP40, I kind of like the options. But, you know, I remember when I started, we couldn't even get one women's division together. And I was like, can I get 2 girls? Like, I was like fighting to get one other girl so we could even play. Anyways, make a division so I didn't have to play against the guys. And so now that we have like 3 to 4 women's divisions, but I see your point as well. It can be overcrowding. And I got my first experience at Belton where it was just pros only, and that was really cool. Like you said, you see the locals coming out, enjoying the pros, the little kids yelling, you know, seeing them tee off, and it was an experience. And so I can see, you know, if given the opportunity to separate them, to, you know, give that special sorry, my dogs. Give that special time to the pros, and yeah, for those that love to watch it, to watch it. So, I mean, I'm biased. I like being able to move up myself. But I can see what you're saying is there are a lot of options.
Yeah. Well, hey, let's go ahead and introduce our next guest. It's getting late, and I know he's got some input that he could add to this disc golf issue segment, I'm sure. Let's go ahead and introduce Craig. I was told by Miles who the course designer was, and after playing the course on Friday and just falling in love with it, I came home and just started clicking around and found him on Facebook and wanted to meet him and ask him if he'd come on the show, and he agreed, and I'm really glad. And so I want to give a big welcome to Houston native, Nacogdoches citizen, and course designer SoSo, the amazing 9-hole that's not quite a 9-hole. Thanks for joining us, Craig. How you doing tonight?
Wonderful. Glad to be here, guys.
Awesome. Well, you got a lot of people stirred up this weekend. I know, just being on the course, and a lot of people's first time to play out there. Chris and I played it on Friday together for the first time, and our mouths were just dropping. I mean, I played a lot of courses. I lived in Kansas City for several years. Lived in Phoenix, Las Vegas, Southern California. Played La Mirada every year for 2 years. I played Waterworks all the time. I played the mini out at Waterworks every time I had a chance. We played, all those
Did it this year.
all those great courses in Kansas City and in Des Moines, and I played some really good courses. There's nothing really that compares to what you did at SoSo. I really, really love it, and especially how ingenious it is that you made a full 18 out of one little, how many acres are out there?
So it's like 17 acres, but you can't utilize all of it for disc golf. So with the other things they have there, with the kid playground and stuff, the park is just beautiful to start with. And I fell in love with it from that aspect of it. And then I just tried to do the best I could do to, I like to challenge the golfer. I want you to have to work your Frisbee to get to the location, the right location. Yes, I enjoy that part of what I did there for sure.
Yeah, you did a good job. One thing that I was wondering too is, like, just the question that came to my mind as I played it, 2 days in a row, is like, just wondering if the course designer, if there was any, like, in your past, if there was anybody who was like abusive or controlling, or somebody who happened to be a left-hander.
Just give it.
What do you have against left-handers?
Give it to the ladies, right? Just give it to the ladies.
Hey, I want to ask you, what does it take to get invited to this event? Like, woo, it
Yeah,
seems
he
to
had
be.
nothing to do with
You
that.
have talked to Miles on that one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but-
Miles is the guy.
Miles.
The way it went down, what Miles told me was that he hit up every 1,000 rated player in Texas first, and then just started working his way down. And
Right.
I just happened to be somebody that he knew, and I happened to be right when he messaged me. I was still 980, so the very next day, I think it dropped down to 979. So I was just lucky to know Miles. That's pretty much how I got in on it. But and lucky to have been. And then as it didn't fill up, they invited more and more people. So, but next year, I guarantee you, people are going to know, and it's going to be packed and stacked with pro players, and hopefully women too. That's the one.
Yeah.
That's the one knock I kind of had on it. Was like, where are the women? Where are the ladies?
Well,
And I know it's not because he overlooked them. It's just this is how it went down for the
Mhm.
first
Mhm.
inaugural classic. But go
well,
ahead,
let's
Will.
also be honest with it. It is while it is beautifully an 18-hole course, it is really a 9-hole basket. So to be able to split that course, you'd have to have less pros in men's division and half it with the ladies, or you'd have to have one event one day and the other event the next day, back to back, something like that, because of kind of. And I was going to talk to Craig about this. The layout obviously. Yeah, I don't know if you were thinking about having such an incredible tournament here that he held, which was wonderful. But if it's more, when you saw that piece of land, you're like, this is something I could really make for the casual player that has a high skill level, obviously. But I was wondering if that was kind of your thought about it, because I was concerned. That was the only thing I thought when I started doing the numbers and how he's going to stack them together, how it was going to roll out. And everybody knows nobody likes to play a tournament, which is sitting around, 4-hour round to play a disc golf tournament. It's just nobody wants to do that. So what were your thoughts on that?
So I want the casual golfer to be able to enjoy the round, but I want to challenge anybody who has skills at the same time. That was the goal there. So it's a little area. There's not a whole lot around there. So that was kind of what I was thinking, and just to promote the sport in general. And I like to make things challenging. That's just me.
I was very glad that I thought he was going to bring up in the DGI. He was very, very on the drive home. He was not happy with you. He really thought you had something against lefties. He was like, man, somebody really, really upset him when he was young about left-handed people. He hates them, which was really funny. I play with him all the time. And I was like, typically the best part of this game is the flip over, turnover, or a very straight shot, which if you're a left-handed person, you really have to have that in your bag. When I played it, I flick and backhand, but I'm a righty, so it kind of, and I'm not a long person, which I really liked about that course for a casual player. To anybody who goes and plays that, the landing zones for the casual player, not casual player, but a not as far distance thrower, were beautiful, and they were well designed that a casual player from either box had a landing zone, or if you're that in between intermediate, advanced, older player and you think you can get there, you can go for it. So I really enjoyed that as far as a casual player. So I suggest to anybody who goes out there, please, it's a treasure for us as well, because you really laid that out well. And you took away some of the longer throwers' ability to get through just to get an easy par. And I really like that, especially on, I guess, 1, and which is its offshoot, which I guess would have been 10. But anyway, you did very good job on a lot of those holes like that. When I tell people different holes, they're different holes.
Well, two things.
They are different, truly, are they not? Each hole is its own entity.
Definitely. Two things real quick, and I'll let you take it from there, Craig, is that after thinking about it for a couple of days, my meltdown and not playing all that great, was that it really forces not just a flip over, a turnover shot, because some of those pockets for me, like my Annie shot, it wasn't there. It was guarded because you got a low ceiling. So it forced me to have a forearm. And so, that's what I did today. Thank you. I was out in the field and I'm learning how, because I've always been that turnover guy. And now I'm
Yes,
learning
sir.
how to throw with both, with both hyzer on both sides, which is what you got to have. The
I
other
want
thing,
you to use your game. I want you to
yeah,
have
love it.
all the game.
You've done a
Yeah.
great job of that, sir. Very good job.
I
The
look
other thing I
forward
was
to
going
it.
to say
Go
on
ahead.
Chris's point is that you can play that course with the putter. You could play it to par
Yes, you could.
with a
You
putter,
could.
and that's brilliant. I mean, that's a great design. So
Is this course open to the public?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. It is open to the public.
I think they close at like 9, 10 o'clock or something like that p.m.
Mm-hmm.
and it's a great community. It seems really mellow. It seems really laid back.
Except for
Yeah,
Betty.
yeah.
Except for Betty.
Except for Betty, yeah. It's a long story. So when
We
you
had a discussion about local
Greg.
politics because we like to go to small towns when we get there and kind of, give them some of your business because that's what you're there for. That's the kind of my promotional ideal also when we do these events is to get out to the golfers. Hey, spend your money in those places. Come
That's
and buy
right.
stuff from them, whether it's the Whataburger or whoever, because those people and those hourly people need those wages. So anyway, that was one
drives
thing
it
we learned
home when we go to
local
when we-
politics.
Sir.
We learned a little bit about local politics and how many people like that course and how many people have maybe a slight concern about it.
Yeah, that would be a few, I'm sure.
Yeah. So first of all, let me say Miles chimed in. He did invite the top ladies. They couldn't come.
Oh.
So he's in on that too. He's with us on that. He wants the ladies to be there.
For sure.
Thank you, Miles.
My question is, how long did that take you? I mean, because in my opinion, it's just so genius the way you put those, two different positions on every hole. What was the process when you walked up, and how long did it take you from the time you first saw it until it was,
I bet I have 4 weeks into the layout. Yeah. I mean, some things just as soon as I walk up, I see them. Other things they take a little bit to incorporate. But what I try to do, I try to give the lay of the land, man. And I look what Mother Nature has given us, and then I try to take that and just emphasize it and work it with the way I know a frisbee can fly. I might not be able to do it, buddy, but I know it's doable. You know what I mean? I understand that frisbee.
Yeah.
Hey, visually, it looked like to me when I was and filmed it, it came across as beautiful as the Masters. That's what I kept thinking through my lens as I was shooting it. The undulation, the distance, the creeks that you had going through it, that freaking Paul Bunyan swing set in the middle of it, the beautiful house in the background. I mean, everything was almost picturesque through the camera lens, and I really enjoyed filming it. Also, besides playing it, but I really enjoyed the way it captured through the TV. I cannot wait for the post production to come out because they obviously had much better equipment than I had. But it really just stunningly when you're standing there, it's beautiful. Beautiful.
Yes, sir. Beautiful park.
Mm-hmm. And let me tell you, hole 4, and I don't know what the higher number is. Island hole, played it as an island.
The one coming back down
the hill,
across
towards the house,
going back towards the giant swing set. That hole right there, I had this cool experience on the second round when I was on my 4th time through getting to play that island. I said to my card mates, "Isn't this great? We get to play this island hole 4 times, in a one-day C tier. We get 4 shots at it on 2 long and 2 short, and a fabulous hole, man. That hole needs a name. I mean, it's like a signature hole out there.
You like that one, huh?
I love
that.
Yeah. Especially the way Miles and Greg or whoever came up with the way or you might have the way they made it into an island. And
I did not have anything to do with that, but I see it. I understand that very clearly. The island shot there.
Yeah,
I think I see that.
I think it was Miles and Greg. I'm not sure, but I know that Miles ran it by Greg if he thought that would be a cool island hole, and it is one of the best holes I've ever played. I love that hole. It's a great
Well,
hole.
I mean, it's there.
Left
You have the creek right there. You just the road on the back and the fence. Yeah, I could see that island for sure. That's a great way to play, and everybody can reach that other side. It's just, yeah.
It's reachable. And what's cool about it is, and we talked about this later, you could do like they do in ball golf. You could have another sleeve in the front of the island for the second round, and it would play totally different.
Sure. Make you choke up a little bit. See if you didn't come up short.
Throw a putter or something.
Mm-hmm.
So you design the original Knack Lake course, or were you in on the redesign? You designed the original Knack Lake.
That's my favorite.
And I've got a second course designed there. We just haven't cut it in, and it's got a lot of cool stuff to it too.
Okay.
Any other courses that you've done besides those? I was going to ask you how many courses you've done and how long you've been doing it.
I redid Pioneer and Pecan, and I've done the lake, 2 courses at the lake. One we haven't cut in, like I said, in Timpson. That's what I've done.
Well, you have, you have 2 of my favorites, Timpson, the SoSo course, and Pioneer. I could see that being a really great B tier. If there, like we said, if there's a way to work in, more than 45 people on the SoSo course. But I love the idea of Pioneer and SoSo.
Yes,
and
that would be fun. It's not that far away.
Like
the
30
2
minutes.
of them.
Yeah, it's 31 minutes, I think, Miles.
Not in Texas. That's around the corner. Heck.
Right.
In Houston, that barely gets me to downtown. You are from H-Town. What high school?
Aldine.
Aldine. I went to Northbrook over there in Spring Branch.
I see.
Which one, MacArthur or Aldine Eisenhower or Aldine High?
I went to MacArthur.
MacArthur. We played y'all in football.
Yeah, they had a good football team.
So when did you start playing disc golf?
So me and my kids were riding some bicycles. I'm gonna be an OBMXer, and we found 5 discs in the creek along Pecan there. And I had a buddy come over, weightlifting buddy, and he says, "You play disc golf?" And I say, "What are you talking about?" And he said those 5 discs were disc golf disc, and so I learned. That was in 2000. 2002. I was already into it enough to where I founded our local club with help of other locals, the Crushers, and man, we never turned back. We love it.
Well, we're grateful that you had your hand on that course there in Timpson. We learned a lot about Timpson. We got to know President Paul, who was really, it sounds like he was really involved in getting that in the ground.
Sure. Kathy and Paul, sure. They were definitely hard.
Wonderful.
They made it happen. Without them, it didn't happen. Okay.
I got that feeling. Yeah, I got that. He was the other guy that I was Googling, clicking around on early Saturday morning. And the reason I know his name is because we were in this gift store, and this lady who we bought some stuff from in this little dusty, smoky gift store there in Timpson. She didn't really have very good words she called him Mayor Paul. And so Chris and I called him Mayor Paul for about
the rest of the day. Yeah.
We found out he's not the mayor, his wife is.
Yeah, the wife is, right.
He's like, the president of the Chamber of Commerce.
Yes, he's the president of the Chamber of Commerce. That's right.
Which is who you need for disc golf anyway. It's all about bringing in the revenue, and that's what we try to explain that to her.
Yeah, they understand it. They're business folks. They understand that.
So we met Mayor Paul, who's not the mayor. We met him at the course. He walked up to me and started talking to me like he knew me. And
yes, sir.
And I was really looking for him. but it was cool that he came up to me, and
Mhm.
I don't know how he knew, but he just kind of. But anyway, what a cool guy. I mean,
Mhm.
it
I
takes.
enjoyed working with him.
I know. Well, he told me that he pissed you off a little. You pissed him off a little bit, or he pissed you off, vice versa, because he cut some trees there that he wasn't supposed to cut.
Right. It
Yeah,
happens, right?
yeah.
It
And
happens.
and to a course designer, that's like, oh,
Oh, just cuts my legs out from under me, right? Right.
yeah,
Have to go down, have to go redo something.
yeah, yeah,
Make it
redesign.
harder again,
Hey, that 6 and 16 hole, that's spectacular as well, man.
Man, I would
Don't
like
go
to
in the
make it more
woods. It's
put to
terrible.
rest. Go ahead.
Don't go in the woods over there. It's terrible. I decided to hit a tree, kicked over in there, and literally, I almost thought about leaving my disc, and I paid for going to go get it. So it's no fun.
Like
Thorn.
thorns, man. There's some
Oh, it's
thorns out
yeah.
there, dude.
I got the markings, yeah.
Oh, I know. Cutting it in, man. It was tough, but hey, yeah.
Take
It was
yourself a
worth it,
putter, go
man.
down the middle, be safe, and just enjoy the day. Get out there in the open. Just take your medicine on that one.
Stay in the fairway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stay in the fairway.
You know what's funny
Yes.
though is I, I had my longest putt on that hole, and I saw Jeffrey Franklin hit 100. He said 100-footer, but I know it was 120. He putts with zones. Hit one. And then we saw another guy hit a long putt on that hole when we were out on the other side of the course, and we saw this crowd erupt like it was an ace. But some exciting stuff on that hole.
Awesome, man.
Not
Unique.
much wind. It's only about 5-mile-an-hour wind, so they weren't really dealing with much either. So
Yeah,
they're able to go for stuff.
it was very nice. What is there more back there on the wooded side? Are there more acreage back there that you could use, or
It's not. It's very limited. The fence line is so where you tee off on 6 right there, you're up against the property line right there. The fence is right there. So it's running down the fence line as you play out 6, and of course 15 coming into the same thing. But yeah, it's crowded right there. There may be a little area up around the 18 tee box area back up in there. But yeah, I had difficulty trying to find a way to incorporate it.
well, there
And the
was
desire to cut it in.
there were a couple of guys that were asking me if there was a way you could push 16 and 6 back and make it a par 4, push it back to the left. There was a little pocket as you go down the hill, and then you could swing.
Yeah.
You could swing it 100 feet, back that way. Maybe cut it in and make that into a par 4.
Mm-hmm. I think it needs to be a par 4 too. I think it would help it.
Mhm.
It's on that edge right there on the cusp of it.
Yeah.
There are a couple of holes though I really like that you could kind of change up, because that one coming where the 18's tee box, the road, the shot that's going back towards the backside of the property, that box right there, you could actually play that box to that second tee. That second basket way on top of the hill that comes across the fence before you're cutting back over into 6. Before you walk back into 6, that basket back there along that road, you could play that. I was like, man, there's some definite changes of baskets that you could use with that layout, and there's some other pin positions that you use to really, just change the outlook and the way that you mix it up. And just by putting in a sleeve, not putting in a tee box, just a sleeve. So yeah, I love that play. I cannot wait to play it again.
Are there any plans from NAC to do any kind of weekly mini out there? It's not like we said, it's only 30 minutes.
Right. So I've asked the guys about that, and they considered it to start with, but they haven't really done it. So I'm gonna ask them again, because I love it, man. I love playing out there. It's such a challenge. It really is. It challenges me, definitely. I'm an amateur, so definitely it challenges me.
Yeah. Well, cool, man. Really glad you had time to spend with us, and really appreciate you, jumping here and jumping on and talking with us and answering a few questions. Meredith, did you have anything else you wanted to ask Craig before we say goodbye?
You muted again.
Dog barking.
I had to, I'm sorry, because my dogs are loud. No, I really, I'm so excited to take a road trip out there and check out this course. As much as y'all talked about it and how crazy cool it is, and Nacogdoches has the best food in the world. So I really don't have any question. I'm just really eager to check this out. That y'all
Awesome. Come play it. Heck yeah.
will do.
Free margaritas in Nacogdoches.
2. You get your first 2.
Your first 2.
Rancho,
I know where you went to eat.
Ranchero or whatever. La Ranchero.
Yeah, Ranchero.
First 2.
Hey, I like that that Christmas tree you made. Is that your business or are you doing carpentry?
What it is, we do remodels and new construction, and actually one of my guys had built a dresser he was working for on his son that evening, and he left it right in the middle of the walkway, so he didn't come to work the next day, and all day long we just piled stuff on it and just piled stuff, and that's what it ended up with. Yeah. Of course, I had to pay for him to take all that apart this morning.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
They made this giant Christmas tree out of just junk, everything.
Anything out of the shop. Yeah. I'll do a real Christmas tree tomorrow and post it.
Here, I'm gonna show everybody. I got your page.
It's pretty funny.
All right. Here we go. Can you see that?
Yeah. Holy cow. How tall is that thing?
Dollies, and I like the cross on top. That's my favorite part.
Like 10
It
feet
does
tall.
have a basket incorporated.
Oh, and the basket too, right on top of the cross, right under the cross.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, it was fun. Just fun stuff, man. I like having fun. I try, God is good to me, and I enjoy life every day. I do. I really do he's blessed me so much. So yeah.
Well, same here.
Well, the next time that him and I come up there, we're going to have to hit you up. We have to get out there and play around. Give you a little advance warning on when we're going to be up there.
Hell yeah. Let's do it.
I'm going to practice my lefty forehand, and I'm going to come back and I'm going to do better next time. I'm inspired by that course. Good job, Craig. Thank you. Thanks for joining us.
Enjoyed it, guys.
All right. We'll see you.
Thank you, sir. Have a great Christmas, man. Have a wonderful Christmas.
Y'all too.
All right. Thanks, man.
Bye-bye.
Peace.
Wow. That was good.
Wow. That was awesome.
Kind of good.
Awesome. Reminded me of Steve a little bit. Little Steve Dufresne.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love old Steve.
No.
Little mad scientist.
Oh yeah, man. We used to really take care of each other, bring each other to these clubs, these tournaments and stuff. Yeah, man. And we had a big group from Shreveport, a big group from Tyler, and we just kind of went around each other's tournament. Man, that's how it got started for me.
Well, you have some got a bunch of little meandering creeks there that kind of end Steve's chances for getting a birdie on most holes with his roller rock.
Yeah. I mean, he's gonna roll everything, right?
Yeah. Hey, we saw people throwing rollers on. Chris noticed it on what hole's that? 10.
Oh yeah.
On one and its matching partner, I guess, which is 10. The one up against that, and I was like, "There's a creek down there," but everybody was trying to stay right at that big oak tree and roll really hard so it would go down and jump. But I saw none that were successful.
About the water for sure, the little creek, right?
Yeah. There really wasn't any water in it, but I mean, just the way it hits that other side, or the trees that guard it, or the roots that just jack it, hit it, flip it over. So everything was just continuation. And I kept just shaking my head. I was like, there's like 5 or 6 guys kept trying that roller, and they would try first and second round. It's like, y'all didn't land the first time. Okay.
Right.
That's a risky shot. But at the end, it's almost like they know they're going to be in the same spot, whether they go high or low. I mean, whether they roll it or if they go for it, it's like, well, either I'm hit that tree or hit that branch, is going to drop right there anyway. So.
Yes, sir. You got to work for that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is not necessarily the best. You're not good. Birdieing that is 10%
Yes, at best.
at best. At
Yes,
best.
sir. At best.
It takes a long skipping hyzer, and which they're out there. You know, if you got 350, 300.
Oh, I saw people do that. Yeah.
Yeah, and you skip it right up there. But if you're a lefty, you're gonna have to flick it.
He gets so upset about it. He really didn't like you much.
No, man. But
I take it you're a lefty, my friend.
but you know, it's taught me a lot. So I got a lot to work on.
But you can see, you can go to any of my courses and you will not see it just favor the right. It will
No.
not. I go back and forth with you. I want you to go back and forth and work your shots. I do.
Yeah.
I do.
6 and 16 is a perfect example at SoSo. Perfect.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Something for everybody. Well, thanks, man. I guess we'll call it a day. Thanks for talking with us.
Enjoyed it, guys.
All right, man.
Look forward
Good
to
night.
it. Let's have a game of golf.
Let's do it.
Take care.
All right. Good night.
Yeah, good night.
Good night.
Well, that was awesome. Incredible experience, and kind of led me into the fact that before we wrap up the show, I just wanted to also tell people how incredible it is when we do go on these trips like this. It's we got to immerse ourselves in the culture as well, in the local politics. We got to see some really cool artwork and some really cool musical equipment in Nacogdoches. And I suggest that anybody who goes on trips like these to always kind of take advantage of those opportunities as well. I know a lot of people just drive in for the day, but I know that Hemi and I had a really good time going to these places, and we've posted the pictures, and you'll see some later on. But I really had a great time. Hemi, how about you?
Oh yeah, enjoy it. There's nothing like a good road trip, and you know, I really appreciate and thank you, Chris, for your vibe when we go out and the way you treat people and the way, you know, just that energy you bring to the waitresses and the, you know, the people that the guy, Mr. Talley, that we met, the guy that directed us to the singing bowl. He's an artist there at that gift store in Nacogdoches. Can't remember his first name, but his last name is Talley, an artist, you know, and just that interaction that we had everywhere we went, you know, it's good energy, man. It's like, kind of reminds me of that time when we sat down at the Mexican food place there in Baytown, and the waitress came up and she said, "Are you guys famous?" You remember that?
Yes, I do.
And we laughed, and it was like, but it's that energy, that positive vibe that she was picking up on. I think, you know, it wasn't that we, you know, look famous. We felt famous because you were making her feel famous. So I just thank you for that vibe, you know, and you know, the energy that we have when we're out road tripping. I look forward to doing that again, man. It's
Can't wait.
yeah.
Can't wait. But it's got to be warmer. We ain't going as cold because that's terrible. Me and Miss Trevino was just sitting there going, ooh, me and Haley just side by side. I mean, it was cold. Those trees kept it. I mean, it was, yeah. We are not good in the heat. We're not good in the freeze. We got to get better in the spring and the fall. So wait for us to come in.
Yeah, it was nice though. You know, the sun was shining down and turned out good. Wish you would have been there, Meredith.
Yeah, me too.
We'll have to go. Make a road trip of it. I'm telling you, make a road trip of it. Call them all up there and get them in. And just so you know, I also see a little match play happening. Maybe call a little match play. I don't know. We can do a little match play on SoSo.
Yeah, apparently I can beat Hemi there. Let's go. The Fling Show match play. Let's go. Hey,
I like it.
I like it too.
Match
only at
play
SoSo.
on the road.
Match play road trip.
That's right.
And Lucky Ace, quit taking our ideas.
Hemi versus Meredith in SoSo. Looking forward to it. I'll be working on my forehand though, so you might be in trouble.
I was surprised though you struggled with that backhand like that though, but those trees, they do step in the way for you in a lot of the shots, and I know there's canopies, even though it looks so high, but You know,
Hey, it happens.
it does. Hey, I have some really funny shots that I'm going to be able to clip up. Please, to those of you who know me, understand I'm only doing this out of love. But there were a few pros who took advantage of very close trees. Not going to mention who you are right now, but we might see them in the future.
Which reminds me, don't you have a new segment in the works here?
I do. I hope that everybody enjoys it. Got to go there, like I said, this weekend, and it's just beautiful when it was captured on the camera. So I was able to do a little editing today, put together a little small tribute to the SoSo Classic, to your champion, which we didn't even talk about because I think that hopefully that this video will explain who won to you and how it was accomplished. But wonderful event. I hope you all enjoy it. I think that before we say goodnight, I just want to thank everybody, our fans, my team, the Fling Show, my family, everyone who makes this event work. Matt Lang, without you, Mr. Production Man, thank you so much.
Yeah, and sorry, shout out to Greg Barsby. Sorry we couldn't get you on tonight. Next time, maybe we'll have some time for you, but
we tried.
Yeah, we tried. We just ran out of time. We've been running a little long tonight, so maybe we'll catch
Meredith. Meredith just rambles on and on.
I know.
Oh.
Hey, I could have talked to Craig all night. I just, go pick up a 6-pack of Shiners, and we could have kept talking. I can't
wait to talk to Miles. We got to have Miles on because he has a great idea about the PDGA and my DGI. I can tell you right now, he flipped me. I've thought about it more and more as we drove. So on the next DGI, hopefully we can have Miles on here. Hopefully he's still watching. Also, great event, well run, loved it, wonderfully done.
Yeah, it was
run,
spectacular, man, and that payout was sweet. Did you see it, Meredith? 1,200 for first on a C tier. Very nice. Yeah, that was spectacular, and I know it was the first annual, it was the inaugural event there, and we'll see it again. And I bet you next year it's going to be stacked. So looking forward to that.
Well, Matt, on our way out, roll that clip. Everybody else, we'll see you next week. Until then, peace.
Peace.
The 17th, we have Greg Barsby at 15 down. And then second, with 14 down, we have Miles Seaborn. Tied for third at 9 down, Freddie Meza and GT Hancock.
Good.
Ooh, that was to stay one shot behind the leader.
Oh, you early released it.
We're on hole 18. Uh-oh, he hit low too. Oh, got a nice kick. No, he's giving a good effort. Good effort. Go. Oh.
I tried.
He did.
Dude, we thought you put me going. What's happening?
I asked everybody, does he go for it or is he laying up?
Oh, yeah, go for it.
I know. Yep. And he does it.
Are we all going for it?
Yeah.
That's just how it is. Straight battle.
All right, there you have it. Your 2020 SoSo Classic champion, Mr. Greg Barsby. Wow, congratulations. See if we'll get a quick word from you. How you doing, man? Congratulations. Well, two things I want to ask you. First off, what did you think about the competition?
Stout. I knew Miles would be a tough one pretty much all day. I mean, we kind of went back and forth. We played the first round together. I think there was one point where we were 2 strokes apart, and that was for 1 hole, maybe. I mean, the rest of the day we were within 1, so.
Second thing I want to ask you is what did you think about this course?
I really like it. I don't live too far over here in Henderson, so it worked out perfectly, and Miles invited me out, so I got to see him play it early. So I kind of learned off of some of his lines, and I won the war today. He won the battle the other day we had. And got him by a stick today. That was a really close battle.
Well, man, congratulations. I know it's a good way to close out the year, especially. You going to have any more tournaments before the end of the year?
No, this is it.
All right. Well, congratulations, man. You're champion, right?
Please, I'd like to announce the 2020 SoSo Classic Open champion, Mr. Greg Barsby.
Wow.
Well, it's a good thing I get to take this from him. It pretty much took every hole. Great playing today, Miles. I enjoyed everybody I played with. Big thanks to all the pros that came out, all the spotters. Huge thanks to the town of Timpson and the chamber for throwing down. And yeah, it's a great way to end 2020. I'm just really stoked that we get to play with all of our, our pro buddies. A lot of the tournaments are AM only, and we don't get that many pro only tournaments. So thank you for making the drive. Josh, appreciate you, man. Thanks for coming. We'll see you.
All right.